Alright, welcome back to the channel. Warhammer Man back in the studio with another little video on the Kill Team Legionary. So let's take a look. If you're new to the channel, make sure to like and subscribe for Warhammer 40,000, Kill Team, Necromunda, Age of Sigmar, and warcry content. So here we have the Kill Team NACHMUND's Legionary ANOINTED. Is literally full of demons, which are really good at murder. Kill Team NACHMUND is just around the corner, and you already heard about the Butcher, the Balefire Acolyte from the Chaos Legionaries Kill Team. Cast your gaze now upon the just deserts of worship, the dark gods, the anointed. So obviously pretty cool model. The tongue is a little funky, but we know his little like demon claw is his main highlight here. Having given themselves completely, body and soul, to the worship of chaos, the anointed are filled with the infernal power and demons. They're riddled with them. Giving up their bodies to possession isn't just a fun activity. For the weekend, they can let their demons take control in the heat of battle. So special ability, Unleash Demon. Once per battle, when this operative is activated, the demon can take control. If it does so until the end of the battle. So you basically at some point in time trigger this ability. Now it says once per battle when this operative is activated. So it would have to be at the beginning of your activation. And then at that point in time, all these rules are in effect until the end of the game. So first bullet point, this operative cannot perform Overwatch, Pickup, Shoot, or Mission actions. So it's basically just full-on combat at that point in time. Each time this operative would lose a wound, roll a d6 on a 5+. That wound is not lost. That is obviously very good. Its demonic claw gains the ceaseless and lethal 5+ special rules. So that is obviously very good also. And each time this operative is activated, it can perform 2 fight actions during that activation. So it can fight twice. It has a 5+ shrug. And then ceaseless, lethal 5+. So very good, very strong. Now we don't know what the actual claw does, but maybe it'll show us. When you're close enough to see the fear in the eyes of the enemy operatives, it's time to take the kid gloves off. The anointed already strong demonic claw becomes truly horrific. Adding the ceaseless trait to make their melee attacks incredibly reliable, the claw already has rending, which makes critical hits more effective, and lethal, which triggers those critical hits on a 5 or a 6. So that is pretty good. So I mean, if he has lethal, and you roll 1, 5, or 6, you can turn one other non-crit into a crit with the ceaseless or with the rending. So with a reroll, crit on 5s, and then one non-crit becomes a crit as long as it was a hit. I mean, that's pretty awesome. Rolling 5 extremely high quality attack dice in melee is very good. So 5 attacks with all that. But being able to do all over again is absolutely shocking. In other words, the anointed takes full advantage of his 3 APL. Yeah, I mean, so he's definitely going to be just slaying stuff. But you got to figure, you spend 1 APL on the charge, and then double fight. That's basically, 5 attacks, then 5 attacks again. Probably getting at least 2 crits on those 5 attacks. So, pretty epic. Yeah, I mean, he's definitely going to be smashing stuff. And then on top of that, depending what mark you give him too. Sure, once you give control over your demon, you can no longer use your strong hand to do such petty actions as shooting weapons or completing mission actions. But that's a problem for the rest of your team. In fact, if you take the mark of Slaanesh, you get extra movement, leaving your enemies nowhere to hide, terrifying them into abandoning their post. If you haven't already figured this out yet, Legionary operatives are utterly terrifying to face in combat. Pre-order the Kill Team NACHMUND tomorrow and prepare to get off the chain. So yeah, I mean, pretty awesome. Definitely pretty awesome. The extra movement would be nice, obviously, to get closer to combat or get into combat easier. The invulnerable save would be pretty nice. Having an invulnerable save, a 3-up armor save, and a shrug makes him probably, I would imagine, probably the most durable model in the game or close to it. I mean, that's pretty epic. What do they have? 12 wounds, I think. So 12 wounds with a 3-up or a 5-up means realistically, let's just look at the 5-up invulnerable. Let's say you're shooting him with like a plasma gun or something like that. Well, I mean, he's going to block 1/3 of the damage that hits him, or 1/3 of the shots that hit him. So just damage-wise, and then plus the shrug. So, I mean, that's pretty good. That is pretty good, because 12 wounds with a shrug is basically going to be the equivalent of 16 wounds. Because it takes another 33% damage to actually kill him. So the 16th wound would probably kill him. So we'll count him as having 15 wounds, let's say. Because after he shrugs off 5 of 15, he'll still take 12. And that's 1/3. So if he has basically the equivalent of 15 wounds, and then he has a 5-up invulnerable save, it means he's going to shrug 1/3 of the wounds that come through to him. So that's basically like, it's going to take, 24 damage? Because then 16 would get through, and then he would shrug, 5 of those. And, man, so really it's more than that. Really 28 damage? If 28 damage came through, let's say just in damage of 1, just for statistics. So if 28 damage came through, he would shrug, 9? Let's say 27, I guess. He would shrug 9 with the 5-up invulnerable. He would block 9. So then 18 would come through. And then of those 18, he would shrug 6. So then 12 would come through and be enough to kill him. So that's pretty epic. And then obviously, if you have basically like a plasma gun or a melta-gun hitting him or something like that, it changes up a little bit. Because you could use a command point to potentially re-roll. You get lucky and block a couple of them, or unlucky and don't block them. But he is definitely going to be... I mean, we saw the Butcher. The Butcher is a definite damage dealer. He's definitely going to be a beast. But this dude is going to be not only a super efficient killer, but also probably one of the most durable guys in the game. I mean, it's realistic to think with 5 attacks, he charges in, and let's just say statistically, he rolls 1 or 2, 2, 3 or 4, and 2, 5 or 6. Right off the bat, he's going to get 2 crits, and then he's going to be able to convert another regular hit into a crit. So he's going to basically have like 3 crits on average without his rerolls. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I mean, most people are going to get slayed by 3 crits. Now, we don't know, obviously, what his damage is or anything. But pretty much if he gets into combat with you, he's going to kill you. And then if he can hit multiple guys in a combat, if you got a couple guys, grouped up or whatever, he's definitely going to probably kill both of them. Because as soon as he lands in combat, he could probably take one out pretty quick before they even get to fight back with the assistance of the other one. And then to be able to get a second round of combat on the other guy. Something like Guardman is just going to get absolutely torn to pieces. Space Marine is probably going to get pretty well murked as well. Somebody like a Custode, I mean, the parry being able to block 2, if a Custode rolls a crit, he could basically use his shield to block 2 crits, but he's still probably going to take a crit straight up, and then, so I think that's where this dude will be the least effective, is against somebody with a storm shield. That's basically what they have to worry about, because you could charge up, get 1 crit through, they parry with their crit, take out your other 2 crits, and then at that point in time, you're out 3 of your 5 attacks. You've got 1 crit gone through. You maybe have like 1 regular hit and 1 crit left. And they still have, their potential like 3 or 4 dice, depending who. I guess 4, I think, for everybody that has a storm shield. So he's pretty beast. The shrug is pretty awesome. You gotta obviously still kind of pay attention to who you put him in. But, I mean, he's definitely savage. So, and then depending what you do, I mean, if you pick corn for your mark, he gets an automatic crit on the charge, or extra movement, or, I mean, there's just... Giving him the invulnerable save, I think, would make him pretty freaking awesome. Just so somebody doesn't pop out with a plasma gun or something like that and just smoke him. I think the extra durability is probably the way to go, but pretty cool. Definitely liking this so far. I like this kit. You know, the actual Space Marines are nice, and it's a relatively new kit, but all the extra add-ons really take it to the next level. You know, he reminds me a lot of one of the Possessed models. He's sort of like a baby version of one of the like more recent Possessed that came out. So maybe that's why he looks so familiar. Pretty cool though. Definitely cool. I think these dudes are going to be savages. I mean, obviously though, let's be real. It's probably going to be overkill against the Eldari in combat. Like if you pretty much touch them, they're like full on glass cannon. They're probably just going to get smoked. So the durability is going to make the difference. And then, you know, obviously how you play them. Positioning, who gets initiative, etc. Because they have enough guns, they could pretty much smoke a Space Marine or Chaos Space Marine with some of their weapons pretty easily. But if you touch them in combat, they're probably going to get smoked. So it's going to be a fun game, I think. These two teams should match up well against each other, and I have a feeling that it's going to be like probably one of the most killy like matchups. You know, considering it's like 10 and 6 guys, probably at the end of the games you're just going to have a couple guys left on the board. So with the 5+, well, I guess we could see 4+ on the Aeldari because that's like Guardian armor now. So if they have 4+, Cass has 3+. I mean, we're going to probably see a lot of murdering going on. I am definitely excited for this set. I cannot wait to see the full rules. I feel like they've been kind of like trickling them out, dangling them in front of us, but definitely looking forward to these guys. So, well, that's it for today. Let me know what you think. Who's your favorite? What marks you planning on giving these guys? Are you excited? Which team are you going to go with? These guys going to completely shred the Voidscarred? Or the Voidscarred going to be able to use, tactical positioning and smoke these guys before they get in combat? You know, or they got a Harlequin on the team, so he's probably pretty good in combat too. They're definitely pretty tricksy, so. But that's it for today. Make sure to like and subscribe for Warhammer 40,000, Kill Team Necromunda, Age of Sigmar, and Warcry content as well. I'll be back with these rules as soon as we have them. Do a full breakdown, take a look at the teams, and of course do an unboxing for the set, etc. So that's it for today. Warhammer Man Studios. I'm Warhammer Man, and I'm out of here.